All right, what's going on YouTube? Today we got a drop fade for y'all. We're gonna add the C cups and everything. Y'all, I just washed this hair, that's why it look like this, but I'm gonna show y'all my steps and processes to, he does have coarse hair, so my steps and processes to get this drop fade of fake looking fire, crispy, nice blend, nice everything. If you struggle with coarse hair, you see these little, boom, you see this, all this little stuff right here? If you struggle with this type of hair texture, this is a fire video for y'all to watch. Stay tuned. We're gonna show y'all the ins and outs, how to get a perfect blend. Let's get into it. All right, so the tools that we're gonna be using today, guys, will be a corded wall scissors. I kind of grew, I love these clippers. These are very powerful, 100% power at all times. Yeah, wall scissors, corded, my babies. I love wall scissors, and we will be using this trimmer right here. This is a modified Blue FX blade on the Low Pros. Low Pros is good. It's a smaller trimmer. Let me see if I can zoom out. I can't zoom out. But this is what's hot right now. The high vis is kind of smaller, shorter than the high vis. It's like a compact trimmer, and I love the way this kind of just sits on your hand, or you can put your finger right here and just tap and go, tap and go, tap and go. So that's the tools we're gonna be using for this haircut. All right, y'all, so dealing with hair like this, you do wanna pin the hair up. What you can use these are clips. Usually using a clip when it's on a lineup, it kind of pulls the scalp back when it comes to this lineup, and it makes it harder for us to, whenever we get to this lineup section, it's gonna be pulling back. So what you can use is these Velcro clips, but for the blend right now, we're gonna be using these clips. Or what you can do, was more simpler than that. Y'all, the camera moving. Was more simpler than that. Another thing that you can do, y'all bear with me, brothers and sisters, put it up in a little bun, a little man bun. Simple. Put it up in a little man bun, and when the haircut is disconnected like this, you can kind of, see what you need to cut, what's underneath the blend and whatnot. That's why we pin the hair up, so we can cut what we need to cut. All right, as you can see, the first thing we want to do when dealing with a haircut is comb everything out, especially with this type of hair texture. Comb everything with the grain. With the grain is the direction of where the hair wants to grow. This is the first thing that you want to do. Comb everything out, lift all the hair up off this scalp, and get it going in the right direction that it wants to truly go. So comb everything out. We're gonna zoom out for y'all so I can see everything that I'm doing. I'm gonna kind of step around. As you're in the barbershop, you're supposed to stay behind the chair and just move the chair to whatever angle that you want it to be moved to. But we're gonna do this for purposes of the video, just so y'all can see me, see everything that I'm doing. So, boom. We're gonna kind of section this out so it could look good. Just like that, make sure everything is combed out. I do like to use a specific comb. I don't think I have it right now. I think it's in my barber side. So, yeah, it's in my barber side right now. I usually have 2 of those combs, but it is in my barber side. Y'all almost dropped my clipper. That would have been tragic, brother. So now once we get that eliminated, what we want to do, get this. We're going to throw this number 1 guard. What I use is the Coco 1 guard. Man, these guards are so good. I love these Coco guards. They feel good. They feel like, premium guards. So what we want to do is go with the grain and cut everything down with the lever all the way closed. This is the lever all the way closed. This is the lever all the way open. Lever all the way closed, and knock all of this hair off. This is called debulking. Debulking is what allows us to see everything that we're doing. If we need to say in any guidelines or anything like that, this allows us to see everything. This allows us to put in lines with trimmers if you set in your ball guidelines with trimmers and whatnot. So debulk everything, get it down to the correct length that you want to get it to. And I'm about to readjust this camera right here so y'all can see a little bit better. Y'all, it's sun outside. Let me see if I could put it more so this way. Y'all, it always hits from this side for some reason. So Let me see. My bad, y'all. And y'all, I do everything live. This is well, not live, but you know, I do the whole entire haircut without trying to skip through anything like that, just so y'all can really understand and really comprehend like how my brain works and what I'm thinking and whatnot. And always make sure you recomb the hair just to get everything lifted up off the scalp once again. And you could, you know, recut it so I could get everything to my true desired length. And y'all, washing hair is always good. That's how you come out with sharp lineups and everything, that crispy ash line. Really what, you know, with washing the hair first, the blend will always come out a lot more crispier, a lot more, you know, better and whatnot. That's by just washing the hair. Washing the hair will take a haircut to a whole new level, y'all. So, zoom out, go and look at everything. I'm gonna do this side real quick. All right, looks like it will not. Probably gonna cut that out. Yo, with this cord is the cord be kind of everywhere. I know why they gave up corded clippers. It's more convenient. But really only whenever you're trying to use a camera. Like that's the only time I find corded is like a problem, because it get hooked on that camera piece of my vlogging stick, camera stick, tripod. That's what it's called. So we're just cutting it all down so we can see what we're getting ourselves into, see if the client has any calyx or anything that we need to avoid or work through. And that is the process, y'all. Process. Great things take time, brother. Great things take time. Boom. Once you get everything to your desired length, what we're going to do now is set in our bald guideline. All right, y'all. I'm setting in this first bald guideline. Tilt your head a little bit for me. A drop fade will keep this C-cup. To preserve this C-cup right here, we're going to start it low and we're going to take it up around his ear, depending on how much room your client has to fade with. You know, our client has a decent amount of room, so we don't have to bring it up too high. We could just stay on the perimeter of his, you know, drop fade to create a more, you know, drop-like effect. Go up around the ear, come down, and then, you know, curve it out in the back. So with our, to start off our drop fade for our guideline, we're going to be using our clipper. Our clipper level all the way closed. So we're using our clipper level all the way closed. Instead of using our trimmer, this is what people mess up so many times at. Using a trimmer, we create a very, very harsh guideline. And y'all can see it's like a little curve. It's a curve. Turn my client to the back. And then we're going to bring it up slightly, not up, but like just smoothing it out, because it's the back of the client's head. But using the trimmer, we create a harsh guideline, and usually this is the first guideline or the worst guideline to try to take out of a, you know, your client's head. It'll make it seem like you just got a big giant line at the end of your blend, and we do not want that. We're gonna start on the same side, that same curve. Y'all can see. Let me make sure y'all can see. Same curve. Boom. And we're just using the brush because the hair, usually when it's lower, it tends to stick to the client's, you know, skin. That's why I'm using a brush. And you kind of just meet them in the back. And what you like to do to make both sides even, turn your client to the back and look at it from the back. As you can see, this part kind of dips in a little bit more. So you're going to bring this side a little bit up. You want to make sure your, you know, your haircut is very, you know, even or symmetrical on both sides. This will create a better transition for your client, for the, you know, for the outcome of your haircut at the end. And this will make it look also better whenever you post it, because you need to post your work to get more clients, to expand your business, to expand, you know, the people that want to come get a haircut for you, the people that's moving to your area and whatnot, is very, very good to post. You know, they do have successful barbers that don't post, but I'm trying to tell y'all, it will speed up the process 10 times more, you know, whenever you do make a page and post. Post You know, it doesn't have to be every day like every other barber. You don't have to be no content creator, but you know, just post your work, tag a couple places, you know, that your job is surrounded by, and that's how you grow clientele. That's how you get people and whatnot. So now we're going to take our trimmers. We're not going to use it like this. This will create a harsh guideline. We're going to take our trimmers and now get all of this hair from underneath our client's, you know, bald guideline that we had just set in. And you want to work yourself up to the bald guideline, but don't go up any higher. Don't create a new guideline. We're just getting all this stubble, all this hair. And now whenever we work our blending, it should blend like 100% in. There should be no harsh guideline whenever we fade or whenever we start fading. And y'all, for the fade, whenever there's, you know, a decent amount of hair, I like to use my comb to comb everything. It keeps the blend smooth, and it just makes the haircut look extremely better, especially when you know, fading straight hair. So we're gonna make sure the camera, you know, y'all can see and whatnot. Look how good that guideline is. The guideline is the foundation. The foundation will dictate whether the haircut at the end is good or bad, or whether you have to work extremely hard for that haircut. Make sure the foundation is good. Make sure the foundation is set, so you can have a, you know, you can set yourself up for success and not failure. So for this blending technique is a down fading technique. What I like to do first, level all the way open, and we go up about an inch, half an inch. I don't want to tell y'all a specific measurement. Just go on like, okay, so this is how I dictate whether I go up an inch or half an inch, you know, whatever my guidelines may be. We cut his hair down with a 1 guard. We debulked with a 1 guard. Basically cut his hair down, and then we're going to be debulking again against the grain with a 1.5 guard. A 1.5 guard, we're going to start with the lever all the way closed, and we're going to work down 1.5, 1 guard, half guard, and then all this is lever open to close, to bald, the first guideline we set in. So you got to make sure you have enough fading, you have enough room for fading for all of those guards. Me debulking, now I know how many guards I'm going to use and what guards we're going to be using. So I have to make enough room, I have to fade enough room to set in enough guidelines to where all those guards fit. Whatever guard you debulk with or cut the hair down, you're going to be using 1 guard bigger against the grain for the fading and fading down, if that makes any sense. So if I take his hair down with a 1.5 guard, we're going to go against the grain with a number 2 guard, then work our way down 1.5, 1 half guard, level all the way open like we're doing right now. You know, 1 guard, what we're doing right now, 1.5 guard, 1 guard, half guard, what we're doing right now, level all the way open. Let's say 3 guard. 3 guard, 2 guard, 1.5, 1, half guard, level all the way open. Depending on if, you know, these cocos work with a 1.5. So, you know, but whenever I use my Andes Masters, I don't use a 1.5 guard. I just go from 2 to 1. That's just because the Andes Masters opens up a little bit more differently than any other clipper. So make sure you know what guards you're using, what clippers you're using. Y'all, it's all on how good could you get with those specific clippers that you're using and whatnot. It's not necessarily the clippers most of the times, but pick one clipper brand, and get good with that. Get good with the tools at hand, so you know you can make your job a lot easier. Once you start understanding the clippers, you'll start getting better outcomes as far as, like, you know, haircuts and whatnot. So we're gonna zoom in. Lever all the way open. Now we're slowly closing the lever and moving down on the blend. We should end with this lever all the way closed right here where we started, where we set in this guideline. And watch how good this blend just kind of blends in. So we're going right below this guideline right here. And we're following the path. We're not fading like this, we're fading like this. So we could create that nice drop fade transition. I'm gonna try to show y'all how fast this technique is, and I am using a brush right now just because, you know, these hairs are a lot lower than the rest of the head. So when we move to up here, we'll start using a comb. It's just easier like this. And every time you close the lever, you should always move down. Whenever you close the lever, you should never be in the same exact spot unless you're using the corner of your clipper to go back in and detail. I'm opening my lever again and closing it again because I see a spot I don't like. And proceeding with caution, brother. This is a very easy process, man. If you could even grasp the concept of what I'm doing, you're going to be good within a couple months, bro. You just keep at it. You have enough heads to practice on. Y'all, I will be having a little course on my YouTube. You'll have to pay just probably a little bit of money. But, man, my course is going to hold value to it, man. It's going to show y'all how to get clientele, how to grow. You know, it's going to tell my journey, how I grew. Everybody's journey is not the same, journey. But it should give you insight on what you should do. It should motivate you on, different things and what to expect when being a barber. If you're trying to be a barber, if you're looking to be a barber, anything, what to expect, how the career going, how much money you could potentially make. So, and y'all have only been coming here for 4 years. I'm not trying to sell y'all no dream. I'm trying to show y'all what the dream is about. It's all about the journey, brother. It's all about the journey. Most people think of the dream, but it's all about the journey. People don't explain what happens in the journey. They just explain what happened in the dream. So I'll show you what happens in the dream. So I try to lever all the way open. That's not going to work for me. So we're going to lever all the way closed. And we debulking all of this hair. And we constantly combing the hair. Combing the hair, getting it laid back down, well, in the direction that it wants to go. And the reason why these are such a good clipper, like corded is such a good clipper. I know we passed corded and stuff like that. We in a different time for barbering. But man, like, you don't have to work hard. I'm going to open up this lever a little bit and go a little bit harder because I want this transition right here. Because if I keep this thickness of this transition, when it starts curving down, the top of the transition is going to end around right here. That's the same thickness as far as like right here. And to keep that transition, you got all this hair up here that won't be accounted for. So that's when you open up the lever and kind of start fading in these higher spots versus going lever all the way closed. And it's going to create a smooth, nice transition, y'all. So this is how you keep the transition going. I don't know if y'all see that or not, if y'all understand what I'm talking about, but you want to keep that transition, that nice drop transition. You don't want all this to be level all the way closed and stuff like that. You want to keep that darkness right here. You want to keep that darkness over here in the back. Like, this is way thicker. Let me show y'all. This is way thicker than what we have on the side. So it's going to be obviously a little bit darker because a fade is nothing but darkness to lightness at the bottom of somebody's, hair or blend. It's the same thing as art, y'all. I used to draw, so I kind of get the concept a lot faster than others, I would say. So 1.5, 1 guard. Every time we start with a new guard, hold on, y'all, we put on the 0.5. We don't want that 0.5, we want that 1 guard. But 1 guard sitting out high. Level all the way open. We picking up where we left off from with that 1.5 guard. So we got the one, people always get confused. We got the 1.5 and we got the half guard. The 1.5 is bigger than the 1 guard, and the half guard is the 0.5. It should say 1.5 or 1/2, the half guard, and that's the smallest guard that should come in any pack of clippers. And y'all, this transition gonna be a fire transition, y'all. So, and I'm letting not too many people do this, but I'm letting y'all sit here. I'm letting y'all watch the whole entire process, y'all. I'm never scared to go live. Y'all can ask some of the people that's on my channel about me going live. I go live every now and then, and I cut hair in front of everybody. I'm never too shy. I'm never too nervous to show my skill up in front of everybody. I have confidence in my work. It takes a little minute after, doing X amount of heads a day and cutting for a decent amount of time and building up the confidence to say that y'all are good. You start to, you start to build confidence, get the confidence. Practice. Perfect practice. Not just practice. Y'all, my next client about to come in. How you doing?
All right.
You next. All right. All right.
Quiet.
Huh?
It's quiet today.
Yeah, not too many people in here for real. Close the lever, move down. And we're working our way down to the bottom of the blend. But with this one guard, we know we have to stop around right here. If y'all can see that, because we have to make room for this half guard. And all we're doing right here is going back up, detailing. Detailing is very good. Detailing gets all these little imperfections out, these little clusters of hair that want to be piled up next to each other. It's like a high school fight. How they make the big old group, you got to separate these kids. You got to separate them, make them, you know, so you can see a lot better. So, and I think we level all the way closed now, so, and we going back up, we still detailing. And now we're touching up the bottom of this blend. I think everybody about to come back. I'm about to get noisy up in here. Hopefully they don't turn on no music, y'all, so. Boom, y'all can see this blend, I can see it. Y'all should be able to see it, y'all barbers. Now we at the bottom of the blend. This time we're gonna go level all the way close and just notch at this line. We're trying to get this line out of there. Y'all can see it's a line, I can see it's a line. Watch how it kind of just disappears. Level all the way close with this half guard, the 0.5, the smallest guard that you have, and watch how that line just kind of just blends in. We are gonna blend and open up our level all the way again and and continue our blending down technique. But I like to just go ahead and get rid of that line. Boom, just like that, open up the level all the way and continue where we left off from our number 1 guard with our 0.5. And kind of just blend all that in. Take a step back, look at the blend for what it is. Close the level, move down. Detail, it's a lot of going back and forth, a lot of detailing, a lot of blending. Use the size of the blade for detailing and use the whole blade for fading, if y'all didn't know that. Boom. And detailing is how you remove lines as well. They got different forms of detailing as well, which I'm about to show y'all. So, boom. Now we're right there, what we about to do. We're gonna zoom out for y'all a little bit so y'all can see. Brush everything. Level all the way open, and we're gonna use this rake down technique. Rake down technique is the ability to smoothen out the blend. Basically, you wanna open up the lever all the way, and I only use this with wall seniors. And you just close the lever and slowly move down. And you basically follow that same exact trend, that same exact motion. And it's just laying down a blend, cutting the hair at the same exact time, and you're getting that perfect smoothness in the blend. That's what I use this technique for. And it's all about pressure as well too. Depending on how much pressure you use, that would dictate how much hair falls off as well. Not too many people use this no more, but it's a very, very good technique. Huh?
I called him there 3 times and I texted you.
More than one. Answer the phone for you. That's crazy.
What?
Oh man, yeah. Dang.
What, bro? I was trying to check him and see what was going on.
Come on, man. Ain't gonna happen here, you know. I'm a trusted barber, you know. I ain't gonna do nothing to him. He in good hands.
They just said he was,
you know, okay.
I was really ordering your food too.
What y'all eating?
You know that food truck right there by, it's not food, it's like a food truck right there by the fireworks.
About what?
I told you about it.
Oh, yeah, you did tell me about it.
You had it yet?
Nope. I had went to go get me some Chinese food today, or some Thai food.
She like a catering thing. She on Instagram and shit.
Just send me her.
It's like right there. Wait,
Oh, I know what you're talking about. It's across from that gas station. Okay. All right. Cause I ain't gonna lie, I can't do tacos. They be having taco food trucks, burritos, taco. I ain't even gonna lie, I can't.
This is what I had. I had the wings and pasta and potatoes. I ain't get everything.
Okay, big ballin'. That boy eating good.
I got him some wings and fries.
Oh, he treating you to that kids meal. Messing over his brother. That's crazy. He got a full course meal, shrimp, pasta, and he gave you the French fries and the That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. See y'all, this the blend right here. Now we about to do the opposite side, and then we're about to show you how to blend the bag. So now that we've established and have done, this side, and then we went over here, done this side as well. If y'all can see, now it's time to transition it to the back. So what you want to do, what I do when I work on this side, I work on the right side because I am right-handed, and then I work on the left side, and then it's time to do the back. So I kind of divide into 4 sections. The lineup, 1, the sides, 2, 2, 3, and then we got 4 in the back. So this is the back right here, the back area right here. So what I do when I'm on the right side, I work a little bit towards the back, so I can make this transition a lot more smoother. And when I'm on this side, I fade until right here, instead of just stopping right here, so I can have something to kind of go off of when I start fading, when I start making that transition. So what I like to do is I like to start on the right side. We're gonna make our camera right here, put our camera right there. Little imperfection right there. Close the lever a little bit, and continue with that transition. We're gonna zoom out a little bit so y'all can see me whenever I turn my camera and whatnot. Continue the transition. Remember, it's a drop effect, so we will be dropping the haircut, obviously. Close the lever. Work in my area, and I work all the way around. Close the lever. Let me see if it's in a good position. It is. It's not focused though. There you go. Move down, keep going. And as y'all can see, like how that bottom guideline just had disappeared. It disappeared without us having to go back in and trying to take it out. We, trying to do, the most, trying to get that line to get up out of there. It was easy and simple. It was a nice transition. Nothing too hard. Something simple. And these are fresh out the box. Like I didn't zero gap these these clippers or anything like that. Just use them straight out the box. Now we're going to continue with our half guard. I'm gonna lower the chair because that's what I'm not crazy tall or nothing like that. So 1.5. Lever close. We're going to transition from this side and work our way down. Working our way down to about right here. Everything up here, we'll open up the lever and work that out. Because we still want that drop fade transition right here. Dropping in the back. We're not going all the way up. And once we feel comfortable, like we got all of that area, debolt that was needed, lever all the way open, or close the lever, open it up a little bit, go a little bit higher, open it up a little bit higher, and as we open the lever, the space gets smaller and smaller, and all the way open, and this clears up all the bulk that we need for up top. Simple as that. Redefine, y'all. I'm kind of working at a weird angle because the camera, trying to make sure y'all can see. Boom. 1 guard. Same exact process after that point. 1 guard. Transition from this side. Work our way down. And we're going in the same direction, or against the direction of what the hair wants to flow. Yeah, my bad. That's how you fade it. That's how you create a smooth blend or cut the hair more efficiently, y'all. Go against the grain with fading. They do have techniques where you know, could go with the grain, but against the grain. When trying to effectively take hair off of your client's head. And it's always good to use a corded clipper, because this is, you never, somebody told me you're never supposed to work as hard as your clipper, or as hard as your tools, as I want to say, clipper or trimmer. If you're working harder, if you're in the same exact spot for such a long time, man, it just means that, you know, the blade is dull, or just, you know, your tool's not as powerful as you think they are. So you don't want to overwork yourself. Right at this bottom line, level all the way closed. And we're just notching at this line. Boom, combing. Getting all this. I got this fan on me, it's cold. Open up your level all the way. Continue that down fade, where we left off from with the one guard all the way closed. Every time you start with a level all the way open with a new guard, you begin at where you left off from with the level all the way closed. Boom. Just like that, y'all. If you gotta sneeze, don't hold in your sneeze, brother. Now we're just gonna detail. We're gonna make that blend smooth and that transition smooth. Just like that, look at everything. Move to the next area. And we're just refining the blend, making sure it's a smooth transition, y'all. The camera focusing on everything but what it needs to be focusing on. All right, y'all. All right, y'all, we are on the lineup part, lineup section right here. What we will be using for the lineup, we're gonna see if it do stretch way over down. We're gonna cut it down with a number 1 guard, but we gotta make sure with this client, just because he has a small calic right here. Calic is when the hair wants to grow, put it down a little bit. All his hair will go the natural way, but once he get right here, the hair wants to start growing up. I wants to go in that natural, you know, upwards direction. So level all the way closed, 1 guard, we're going with the grain. But whenever we get to the calic part, we're gonna stop, go to the other side, cut the other side down, because the you know, the opposite side on this side is it wants to grow in the same exact direction, which would be down. So if I cut the calic down like this, you know, it'll give the illusion that the hair is like a little bald spot or whatever right there. So you open up the level all the way, and that's what you cut a calic with. And if it still look too bulky, you work your way down. Level all the way closed, move the level down, go with it again. So you want to start with either a bigger guard or the level all the way open. I advise y'all, if y'all see a calic, which is the, you know, on the lineup or anything, just make sure y'all open up the level or just use a bigger guard. So after that, we do our line prep. So yeah, for the lineup prep, we're gonna use some, this is aftershave, so foam aftershave, whatever you want to use. What this helps is lay the lineup down, lay all the hairs that we need to line up, lay it down. It also feels good to the client. If you want to use this, you could upcharge like $2, $5, whatever you want, you know, whatever you think your time is worth, brother. So give more to your clients. You could upcharge for it, increase your prices like that, and this don't take, you know, buku long of a time. So put that on our client. Put the hot towel on there. Y'all, I got a hot towel warmer. If you don't have a hot towel warmer, you could use a microwave. I used to use a microwave when I was in the suite. Let it sit on your client, and it don't have to be for a long time. Most people let it sit for 10 minutes, 5 minutes. You ain't gotta let it sit that long. You gotta let it do what it do. Let it open. That heat gonna do what it do. So I got my aftershave. I got a heater for my aftershave. So my aftershave sitting in the heater all day. It's about 62 degrees right now. That's what the thermostat say on the heater. Once this hot towel kind of start getting colder, we're gonna call it lukewarm. Boom, we take it off. Look how quick that was. Now all the hairs y'all can see is laid down like it should be. Lay it down, we're gonna scoot this back a little bit, my bad. Brush all the excess off. We're gonna throw this in a little bucket. And this is where our alcohol comes in. Alcohol basically dries up the skin, getting all like the dirt and all the grime. Get a little cotton swab, alcohol. I got alcohol in here. Spray it on the cotton swab and just wipe down the designated areas. We're gonna add a little bit more alcohol. Yeah, I like the pad drenched with alcohol, brother. We need all that. Boom. Put that. Wipe everything down with the grain, well, where the hair wants to grow. And then we take our blow dry. We got a Dyson blow dry. Dyson blow dryers work very, very, very good. And watch how that skin just dries up, as y'all can see. Yo, this how you do it. This how you do it, y'all. You want a crispy, all natural, and enhanced lineup, whatever you want. This is good to learn. A line prep is good to learn. You know, for people that want all natural haircuts. If you want an all natural haircut, this is the necessary step that you need to take to get better. So what we're gonna do, we always shake our bottle up. Shake your bottle up, bro. Shake your bottle up before you use the holding spray, and just lightly spray it on a hairline. So lightly spray it. I like to cover up my client's eyes and everything. And what I like to do with this client, we're gonna add some hair fibers before we do the lineup, and we're just gonna add a little bit just to darken up the lineup and let it all blend in. We're not adding too much. We're not overly doing. A lot of people overdo enhancements. We're doing on this channel. I teach y'all don't do it on this channel, but cut however you want to cut, bro. It's just a more professional way, I think, of doing stuff. And then we just blow dry. Everything that wants to fall off, all the hair fibers that want to fall off, they fall off. All the ones that want to stay on there, they stay on there. And we blow dry it till dry, and then we start our lineup. All right, y'all, the first thing to starting any lineup is starting with the C-cup. This is how I find the most consistency within my haircuts. Starting the C-cup, make sure that you don't have too much tension, like pulling his line back. You see, if you pull it up or you put a lot of tension, it's gonna wind up, you know, making his forehead go back. And when you take that out of there, when you take this rubber band or clip out of there, it's gonna make his haircut look all crazy and whatnot. Start with the C-cup. Straight line. Just like that. Straight line, and then come to the bottom and create the curvature, and you just make them meet. Real simple, y'all. And I like this modified blade. This modified blade just does what it needs to do. It doesn't leave too much ash, but it leaves just enough, you know, so you can see what we're able to see. So we want to make this lineup look as straight as possible. So what you do is you have to make both sides even. So we come back to the front, we look at this side, and we basically stand at the front, see where this side, begin at, and we start it the same, on the same side, on the opposite side, in the same position or the same placement. Come to the front, make sure they're both in the same exact spot. As y'all can see, it is. And so that's our indication to come to this side. We straighten this out a little bit more. And then we create our seat cup. Just like that, y'all. Simple, simple, simple. We're not worrying about all this ash right now. We're just trying to get this lineup done. Boom. Zoom out. We're gonna lower the chair just so I can get an eye level view of our client. So when he goes home, when he looks in the mirror, his lineup could be straight. And when people look at him, his lineup could be straight. We don't want to be on the side of the client. We don't want to be in the on top of the client, anything like that. We want to be right here in the front. And we're gonna readjust these angles right here. We're gonna bring this one a little bit higher. Just like that. And notice I'm only using the corner of my blade when making the C cup. Boom, just like that. I'm gonna try to move to the front right here. So you always wanna start in the middle. Usually clients have a strong side and a weak side. This client has a full lineup. So what you wanna do? Go to the middle of his eyebrows, go up, and create our first guideline right here, and then work over in a straight line towards whatever side you want to go to. If our client had a weak side, we'll be working towards the weak side first, and then working towards a strong side and pushing the strong side back, however much you need to, just to make both sides even. Because you can always take hair away, but you cannot bring it back. We're gonna zoom out just a little bit for y'all. Come to the side, and we make this C cup and this top piece connect. And we add a little slant to it. It's as simple as that. Look how good that looks. Boom. Very, very, very simple. Now we go back to the middle, and we just connect the two. We're gonna turn our client a little bit more so y'all can see. And we're not gonna keep that oval shape, half of an oval shape. So we're gonna go back in and make this side a little bit higher. Just to get that 100% straight effect that we want. Boom. Turn the client to the side, y'all can see. Just like that. Let me make sure I can see real quick. Just like that. And then match the other side with the side that we just did. Look at the placement of this vertical ball. It's not on the edge of the eyebrows, not on the arc of the eyebrows. It's right here in the middle. So we go to the middle, we find the arc, we find the edge right here. Tilt the clippers and add our vertical ball. And then we just connect the two. Just like that, y'all take a step back, look at it. It's kind of like proof checking or proof reading. And then you take a step back, look at all the adjustments that you gotta make, go back in. If you need to make any adjustments, you go back in and make all the adjustments that you need, take a step back, look at it, go back in. If needed, we're gonna take this back a little bit. We're trying to get that perfect boxy shape that everybody always strives for. And then we're gonna take this side up just a little bit more. Just like the tiniest bit. Just like that. Now we're ready to add our enhancements. But look at the line, as y'all can see, it's already good, straight. Exactly what we needed. Boom. But now we're about to add our enhancements. We did add a little bit of fibers, but we're about to add waterproof enhancements. So all you do with this, kind of just tap it real quick and move on to the next. Just like that. And y'all, it's that simple, y'all. Make sure y'all can see. Yeah, we almost out of enhancements. And the goal is to make it blend in with the blend as well to a certain extent. Boom, just like that. Now all we gotta do is lean the client back, use our razor blade, and we will be done. Just like that, y'all. All right, y'all, but here we go, a nice, clean, drop fade all the way around. I wish I could show y'all. Boom, let's see if we could do it without hitting the camera. We can't even get the whole head. We zoomed in too much. But look, it's H5B. If you're not handling your business, what you're doing, and we out.
Benny, please don't do anything crazy.